Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. On today's program, we want to talk about the complementary measures for cancer care. Perhaps you or someone you love has recently been diagnosed with cancer, and you just know in your heart that there are things you can do that will help your doctor's efforts be more successful. That's the purpose of this show. We want to teach you how to help yourself if you have cancer. Very important program today, but first let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. Exposure to air pollution increases the risk of hypertension. Researchers from the American Heart Association conducted a meta-analysis review of 17 previous studies involving over 108,000 hypertensive subjects and 220,000 control subjects. They found both short and long-term exposure to certain types of air pollutants increases the risk of hypertension. They found exposure to sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and particulate matter all increase the risk of hypertension. Previous research on whether exposure to air pollution causes hypertension has been ambiguous, but this study, a massive review of all the available data, started with over 5,600 studies that they boiled down to 17 high-quality studies involving hundreds of thousands of subjects. Well, this one provides the best evidence yet that exposure to air pollution undoubtedly promotes hypertension, and it doesn't take long, as even short-term exposure can increase blood pressure. Folks, keep in mind hypertension is our country's greatest health threat and a promoter of cardiovascular disease, our #1 cause of death. The study looked at a wide variety of different types of air pollution, and they found exposure to sulfur dioxide from the burning of fossil fuels such as petroleum, gasoline, diesel fuel, and coal increases the risk of hypertension, as does exposure to nitrogen oxide, also released by the burning of fossil fuels, such as occurs in cars and power plants. The other major promoter of hypertension is air pollution's particulate matter, which are fine particles of dust, dirt, soot, and smoke, and liquid droplets from exhaust and other sources of pollution. Simply put, if you live near a major highway or in a busy city, you are exposed to air pollution every day. The use of the catalytic converter in cars has dramatically improved the quality of air in this country, but we are still exposed to far too much pollution, and it is undoubtedly affecting our health. Eating walnuts may reduce the risk of colon cancer. Researchers from the University of Connecticut compared the effect of adding walnuts to mouse chow designed to resemble the diet a typical American may eat. They found the mice that did not have walnuts in their diet were 230% more likely to develop colon cancer than mice fed walnuts. The study was published in the journal Cancer Prevention Research. Folks, the cancer-suppressing walnut-rich diet fed to the lab mice would roughly equal a human eating a little more than 1 ounce of walnuts daily. Walnuts are a nutrient-dense food rich in omega-3 and omega-6 polyunsaturated fats, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and dietary fiber. All of these nutrients help to promote a system that is resistant to cancer development, but this research group also found walnut consumption promotes the growth of healthy intestinal bacteria that over time calm intestinal inflammation and hence the risk of intestinal cancers. Past research has shown tree nuts of all types are healthy foods. The regular consumption of nuts reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, several forms of cancer, and even the risk of neurodegenerative diseases, such as Alzheimer's. Another recent study found the daily consumption of nuts was associated with 4 extra years of disease-free life. 4 extra years, just from eating a little more than a handful of nuts every day. Eating a fiber-rich diet leads to successful aging. Researchers from the Westmead Institute for Medical Research evaluated the health and dietary practices of some 1,600 seniors over a 10-year period. They evaluated a variety of dietary patterns, such as person's total carbohydrate intake, total fiber intake, glycemic index, glycemic load, and sugar intake. They found it was the subject's total dietary fiber intake that most accurately predicted the occurrence of disease and successful aging. The study was published by the Journals of Gerontology. Dietary fiber is composed of carbohydrate-based molecules that are indigestible by humans. There are primarily 2 basic types of fiber: soluble fiber, which dissolves in water, and insoluble fiber, which does not. They are both found in abundance in plant-based foods, and they both promote good digestion and health. The researchers comment that the subjects studied, as a rule, ate a low-sugar diet, so the results must be taken with a grain of salt, but overall, considering a wide variety of dietary practices, it was the total dietary fiber intake that best predicted whether a person would age gracefully or not. To put this in simple terms that we can all understand, eating a plant-based diet, high fiber, rich in fiber, relatively free of refined processed foods, dramatically reduces disease burden while it prolongs life, and fiber's health-promoting effect appears to be more powerful than most dietary practices that have been labeled as healthy. So, fiber, it does a body good. Well, today in Your Health, we would like to discuss the nutritional measures that will help you win your battle with cancer. Stay tuned for this very important hour.
Savings time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Becker with Your Health at a Glance. Have you or someone you love recently been diagnosed with cancer? It is projected by the year 2020, some 18 million Americans will be cancer survivors. The main reason for this upward trend is our treatments for cancer are better than ever. Our cancer medicines are much improved, and we know more about how cancer works. In addition, holistic principles of cancer care are becoming standard of care treatment. Plus, research centers are discovering natural substances with true benefits for the cancer patient. This is an age of wonder, as we can incorporate both mainstream medicine and the fields of complementary and anti-aging medicine into your plan to beat cancer. I'm a cancer survivor who's here to tell you that you have more tools than ever in your battle with cancer. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. For thousands of years, Eastern health practitioners have used mushrooms for a variety of treatments.
And recently, scientists everywhere in the world have turned to mushrooms in search of health-promoting compounds.
These are known as medicinal mushrooms. Among some of the most potent are ABM, maitake, reishi, shiitake, and cordyceps sinensis.
At BioInnovations, we've made available 4 of the most powerful mushrooms in one easy-to-use formula. We call it the Mushroom Complex. We also offer the amazing mushroom Cordyceps sinensis in a standalone formula.
Cordyceps helps boost energy, an amazing discovery now used in both Eastern and Western medicine. So take advantage of thousands of years of health knowledge.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. Welcome back, everyone. It is such a blessing to be with you today. And I've got to tell you, I am so glad that you're tuned in today. This is going to be a special show and a special month. Don't you just love springtime? I love it when the earth just starts renewing, new plants come up, your flowers come out, and the smell of the air in the springtime is like none other, isn't it? Well, it's a good time to think about renewing your health as well. So, Richard, every year, the month of May, we have an amazing celebration of life.
We do.
And we have a special reason for doing that. People think May isn't typically a really big month for many businesses and many people. And you think, well, why May?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's so fitting that your health was returned to you in the springtime.
Yes.
The month and the time of renewal, don't you?
Yeah, May was when the oncologist told me, well, Richard, you're cancer-free.
That's right.
So we beat this disease. Now we've got to help you with some problems left over from chemotherapy, but everything's thumbs up for you.
That's right.
And we can get back to living life.
That's right. So every day, the month of May that we're on the air, we're going to be doing special topics, teaching people about different things to do that they can do to regain their health.
And you know what else? This is 20 years. 20
It's
years.
amazing.
Yeah. So I beat the odds already. Beat the odds on all of it. So it's really a wonderful thing.
Well, today let's focus on what you can do to get over cancer and deal with
Well, let's
cancer.
do. And perhaps we should start with the advice that this program is a frank adult discussion of cancer. I'm not going to pull any punches today. If you've been told you have cancer, you want to know the truth. You don't want to be told half-truths and misconceptions. You want to know what works, what doesn't, and you certainly don't want to do anything that harms you. So it's going to be like that for us. And I feel I can do that because I've been through it. We've been through it. We know what it's like. We know what you're going to feel like if you ever are told you have cancer, and we've got to deal with this. So let's get started. Now, today's discussion will apply to anyone who has a new diagnosis of cancer, a reoccurrence of an old cancer that you thought had gone away. Maybe you're in remission. This discussion applies to that. Or even if you have a strong family history of cancer, or you work in a profession or have lifestyle habits that leave you susceptible to cancer. If you've been told you have cancer and you're in remission, perhaps, you feel you have a second chance at life. And maybe if you've been told you have cancer, you wish you had a second chance at life. Things begin to change when you've been told you have cancer. Many of us appreciate the little things a little bit more. We try not to sweat the small stuff. You know, if you think about the things you worry about that keep you awake at night, over time you realize those things really don't matter that much at all. They didn't really come to fruition. You take care of those problems and they become minimized. Don't sweat the small stuff nearly as much. And many of us who've gone through cancer, you want to take advantage of your new chance at life, and you want to remove this fear of failure. If there's anything you ever wanted to accomplish in life, when time becomes short, you realize you actually could have done that. But your fears held you back. Let's lose those fears. Let's embrace life and live it to its fullest. Now, certainly we have new challenges when we've been told we have cancer. Even if you go into remission, this is one of the more common problems we have. You've been told now that you're cancer-free, and yet you still feel bad. You don't feel like you're well and healthy and ready to engage life again. You're in a toxic state from cancer and its treatments. And it takes concerted effort to clear that toxicity out. Lingering effects, fatigue, pain, and you certainly have scars. Let's consider those scars of cancer a badge of honor that you can be proud of. You endured, you survived. Help the next person along. Give your life purpose. This is important. Our topic today really is about living with cancer and how to improve cancer treatment outcomes. From the very day you were told you have cancer, I want you to call yourself a cancer survivor. Even if you only have 2 months to live, even if tomorrow is the last day of your life, today, living today, you are a cancer survivor. Everything changes when you make that change to a survivorship attitude. Cancer survivors, if you don't have that attitude, you live in fear. Being a cancer patient in fear is one of the most destructive emotions a human can have. If you stop and think about what fear leads to, it's the desperate acts, it's the bad habits, it's the volatility in life, it's the saying of things that you wish you'd never said. That all comes from fear. We've got to get rid of this fear. We want to live in peace. One of the fears of a cancer patient is that we are told there's nothing we can do on our own to beat cancer or to help the oncologist win this battle with cancer. Just as healthy living prevents disease, making lifestyle adjustments improve cancer outcomes, and it reduces our risk of cancer's return. Let's get some cancer facts here. There are some 200 different types of cancer. There's more than 200 actually, and every year there's subtypes. So the most recent number I've heard is 300 different types of cancer. And the reason I say this is no one treatment treats all 300. No one treatment does that. This is an immensely complex subject. but we have to boil it down into manageable concepts, and that's really the point of today. The National Cancer Institute states that there's some 14 million Americans who have a history of cancer and they are alive today. 14 million cancer survivors in this country alone. So you have a lot of company if you're in that group. And they predict there'll be some 18 million by the year 2022. So truly, our cancer efforts are more effective today than they were just a few years ago. The risk of developing cancer of any type is 45% for a man and 38% for a woman. That's pretty high odds that everyone will get it. It's pretty high odds that either you or a loved one or somebody you work with or know closely will develop cancer. 3 out of 4 cases of cancer occur in people over 55 years of age. And the reason I say this is because the lifestyle traits that lead to cancer often go on for years. I can't tell you how many smokers I said, you know, you really ought to quit smoking. And the patient says to me, I've been smoking for 25 years and I'm still alive. Hasn't killed me yet. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette. Remember that song? 25 years and I'm not dead yet. I've heard that so many times. Well, at about 30 years is when the bad things start to happen. So most cancers, 3 out of 4, occur after 55 years of age. You think you're getting away with those habits and practices, but you're really not. They're taking the toll. The 5-year survival rate for all cancers is 64% in today's world, 64%. In 1984, it was only 50%. 33 years, that's a 30% improvement. That's remarkable. This notion that there's a cancer conspiracy out there, that we have cures for cancer and nobody wants to share that because of making money, well, that's not really true at all. We're making progress, and every year we get better and better at this. And the complementary measures we're going to discuss today is playing a major role in improved cancer outcomes. However, the drug companies don't want you to know that. They want you to think it's all just because of better, improved chemotherapy and radiation, etc. And that is playing a role, there's no doubt. But the world is embracing complementary care, and it is helping more and more people survive cancer. We have a major fear of cancer return for the cancer patient. It's one of our biggest challenges, living in every little bump that comes up, every day of fatigue, oh, is it coming back? This is very common for cancer patients. 2 basic ways. The return of the same type of cancer, that's highest in your first 5 years. This is why we often say, what's your 5-year survival with this cancer? What is the prediction? What do the studies show? If you can make it 5 years from the time of diagnosis, there's a very good chance you've left it in the dust, never to return again. Breast cancer recurrence in the first 5 years is about 5 to 10% each year. 5 to 10% each year that may come back. After 5 years, it drops dramatically. You may also develop a secondary cancer. The first cancer is gone, it doesn't come back, but another type of cancer comes upon you. Cancer survivors are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop another type of cancer in their life. If you've taken cisplatin, you have double the chance of a second cancer. If you've had radiation therapy, it's 2.5 times the risk of leukemia. If you've had breast cancer, it's 3 times the risk of another type of cancer. If you've had Hodgkin's disease like me, it's a 200% increase of another type of cancer. So we live in this fear. Let's take some measures and reduce that likelihood, and that's where we're headed next after these important messages. We'll be right back.
Savings time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. We all have said, I need to get some exercise, but how many of us put on our walking shoes and go? Learning a little more about the health benefits of exercise may help you get motivated to lace up those walking shoes. Exercise helps to control our appetite and weight. It maintains strong muscles. It promotes the release of endorphins that counter depression while helping us feel good about our lives. Exercise helps to lower blood glucose, promotes a strong circulatory system, and controls cholesterol. Exercise even helps us get a good night's sleep. Recent research finds dog owners who regularly walk their pet are 34% more likely to achieve fitness goals. You can get all of these health benefits by walking 30 minutes 4 times a week, just 30 minutes a day. Start today, and you'll start to get all those benefits. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker. Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with gastro defense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone, having a great discussion today on improving the cancer outcome should you or a loved one be diagnosed with cancer. This is really great information. Before we continue, though, I want to let you know about our May savings celebration at BioInnovations. Fantastic savings time. I mean, the best prices of the year and free shipping on your orders over $50 in the mainland USA, so don't miss it. So, Richard, this was some really good information, and
Yes.
I know it can sound bleak, but it doesn't need to be bleak. We can face this. And you know, when you were sick, what I would always say to myself is knowledge is power.
Knowledge is
Just
power.
tell me what
Very
it is,
good.
doctor. Just tell me what are his odds.
You want to know the truth?
Tell me.
I want to know the
Right.
truth.
I can handle it. I can face it straight on if
Right.
I know.
Right.
So now we can talk about different lifestyle practices and different maybe ways we live, or maybe even professions that we engage in that might increase our risk of cancer.
Yes, and those have to be reversed.
Right.
You know, if you're a smoker and you develop lung cancer, do you really think you're going to beat lung cancer if you keep smoking? Well, of course not. Let's be honest. Let's reverse these things that get us into trouble. Next point to be made is a lot of people say, well, cancer runs in my family, I'm doomed. Well, the truth is 90% of all cancers are caused by environmental assaults. It's our environment, and our diet includes environment. Our smoking habits and drinking habits are part of our environment. Those factors turn on our genes of disease. Healthy living turn off the genes of disease. Okay? You have the power to control that genetic susceptibility. Now, there's a limit to that, obviously. There's a limit to that. But like breast cancer, only 1 in 20 is the breast cancer gene. Only 1 in 20. See, only 1 in 20. 90% of all cancers are caused by environmental assaults. 35% of all cancers are due to diet, sedentary lifestyle, and obesity. Maybe we should reverse those trends. Mitochondrial toxicity. Remember, we've learned about how the mitochondria in the heart creates ATP so the heart can beat effectively, thereby reducing the symptoms of heart disease. Well, the same thing happens in our immune system. If the mitochondria, the powerhouse, the generators of power of all cells, if they are malfunctioning, the immune system cannot fight cancer properly. So we develop mitochondrial toxicity due to these pollutants and things in our environment, resulting in low energy flow to our immune system. Heavy metals affect the mitochondria, insecticides, herbicides, petroleum distillates. You've heard all these things, all these cancer-causing things in our environment. This is very real, folks. Radiation in the environment, medical radiation. Yeah. Too many chest x-rays can lead to leukemia, this type of thing. And even the dyes, the metals in the dyes can affect our immune system. Hazardous chemicals, waste, air pollution, all of this. So this may mean you have to change a profession. This may mean you need to move to a cleaner environment to beat this disease you're fighting. Is that really so bad? Think of it as an opportunity for a new life. We're going to move to the country where the air is clean. I like that idea. That sounds invigorating to me. Bad habits and daily practices, of course they contributed to our first cancer. Let's not be the ostrich with the head in the sand. Let's change these things. If you continue to smoke or chew tobacco, you will fail in your efforts to beat cancer, I promise you. Poor diet depleted of fruits, vegetables, fiber, and antioxidants. Let's start embracing the salad bar. Fresh foods. Sedentary lifestyle. Did you know a breast cancer survivor who exercises on a regular basis, just take a walk out in the sunshine, they are 70% more likely to be alive at the 5-year mark, that magical 5 years, 70% more likely to be alive just from taking a walk. When you exercise, it releases hormone-like products into the system that tell organs to heal, repair, and grow, regenerate, replace the disease components. Exercise leads to healing. It's that important. But you don't have to run marathons. In fact, I don't recommend you try to do that as a cancer patient unless you did it before cancer. Just get out, take a walk. Do a little more if you can, but walk. 20, 30, 40 minutes. Good pace, gentle pace that you can take. But all of these things are true, and it's in the literature. But what are we told? Well, Mr. Jones, there's really nothing you can do. Have your scans, get your blood work, stop those bad habits, and stay in touch with us, and maybe we'll catch the recurrence of the cancer early when we can do something about it. Well, you know what? I refuse to accept there's nothing we can do. I refuse that. And I think we all intuitively know there's more that we can do. Natural support for the cancer patients and survivors. Guiding principles for the cancer survivor. Here's where you want to write it down because this becomes your mantra. Calm fear. Heal a broken spirit. Develop confidence. Develop empowerment so that you can take action. Calm fear. Heal a broken spirit. Develop confidence. Empowerment so that you can take action. Know that your efforts will be productive. Change your profession, stop the bad habits, implement healthy lifestyle practices, including a healthy diet with regular exercise, detoxify, repair, rebuild. This is the essence. If you can remember these, if you have this written down, it leads to our treatment plans. Detoxify, repair, rebuild. Correct any nutrient deficiency, and 70 to 80%, if you include vitamin D, up to 95% of all Americans are deficient in at least one nutrient. This is one of the reasons why we have some of the highest cancer rates in the world in this country. We eat a terrible diet in this country, and we have to fix that. Correct any nutrient deficiency. Maximize immune function. Cancer is an immune-based disease. The average 80-year-old has fought off cancer 6 times and beat the disease in their life. What makes that process fail at 81? See, that's where I'm headed. Well, these are the things. These are the things that makes it that process of beating cancer on your own without ever even knowing you have it. See, we got to get correction of the nutrient deficiency, maximize immune function, and protect from cancer treatment toxicity and free radical damage. Many people survive cancer only to be disabled from the treatment for cancer. This is a common phenomenon. And that is a hard emotional state of mind to be at because it's the notion, well, you're cancer-free. You should be walking on air. You go see the world. All the things you wanted to do, go do it. But you're so sick from the treatment, it's impossible. Just impossible. We have measures to help with that. Rebuilding our bodies with low to no sugar, organic, Mediterranean-based diet. Let's start on this before the break. Fundamental aspect number 1. Normal metabolism is aerobic. When you don't have cancer, we live 97, 98% of our energy is through aerobic metabolism, meaning we burn oxygen to create energy. Cancer cells feed off anaerobically. They do not use oxygen to burn glucose. Glucose is the fuel of cancer. Why would you feed your body sugar, a high sugar diet, knowing that cancer has to live off of sugar? Don't do that. Low sugar, low starch diet. Now, I'm not saying that if you cut all sugar and starch out of your diet, you will automatically cure all cancers. I'm not saying that. But why would you want to feed the beast? A low sugar, low starch diet is imperative. When we return, let's talk about protein in the cancer patient and why it's so important. We'll be back.
May savings time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Each year, more than 76 million Americans contract food poisoning. Most cases are caused by tainted fruits and vegetables, especially contaminated leafy lettuce. But poultry causes the most food poisoning-related deaths. To prevent food poisoning, follow these simple rules. Thoroughly wash all fruits and vegetables. When preparing any kind of meat, wash your hands, utensils, and work area before preparing any other food. Cook thoroughly chicken and ground meats. Store leftovers in the refrigerator immediately. Look for expiration dates when you shop. If you use reusable grocery totes, wash them periodically. And finally, use spices such as garlic and oregano to inhibit the growth of bacteria that cause food poisoning. Food safety lowers your risk significantly of getting sick. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
There are thousands of fungal species, and at least 200 of them have been found to cause human diseases.
Fungal infections are common, so what can we do to protect ourselves?
One solution is oregano, a natural alternative. Oregano fights problems created by fungus and yeast overgrowth, and it improves many other health conditions.
At BioInnovations, we offer oregano in gel caps and liquid extract.
Yeast and fungal disorders can improve.
So take charge of your health by choosing a natural alternative such as oregano gel caps or oil of oregano liquid extract.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone, having a great discussion today on natural treatments for the cancer patient. This is just amazing. But before we get on into it any further, I want to let you know again about our BioInnovations May Savings Time. This is just a fantastic celebration we have every spring. Celebration of life. We have great topics, we have guests on the show, and we have great prices for you so that you can get the nutrients you need to rebuild your health. All the products are greatly reduced, and free shipping on orders over $50 in the mainland USA. So that's a good time to get what you need. So we're talking about rebuilding your body. Of course, you want to start with diet. We always say no matter what plight you are dealing with in your health, you always want to start with diet first. And you know, these are dietary changes that you're going to make for life. They're not just while you're going into treatment or while you're rebuilding. These are lifestyle changes that will be forever for you. And really, it's for the better anyway. your whole family will soon join in with you, and everyone's health will really be improved.
Yeah, that's
Low
a good
sugar,
point.
no sugar.
That's a good point. It's a family
That's
affair.
right. Well, it is, because you know who wants to cook 2 dinners anyway.
True.
However, it's just better for everyone.
Yes, it is. It's better for everyone. It's cancer prevention, too. Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I like the starting with the low sugar, no sugar. That's a
Yeah,
really
don't
good
feed
place
the
to
beast,
start.
low sugar. Now, you can have the occasional treat. You don't have to be obsessive, but you don't want a daily intake of soda
Right.
pop and cookies and candy. Don't do that. You're not helping your efforts. Next is, cancer is a wasting disease, and for many people during the cancer treatment phase, meat, high protein rich foods are not appealing, and the meat is hard to chew, and we tend to lose muscle mass and organ mass. You can help to prevent that by supplementing a little protein to your diet. Make smoothies with a little added protein powder. Juicing and pureeing low sugar and starch fruits and vegetables with a little added protein powder works wonders. It's usually easier to swallow a liquid substance than chew up solid food if you're nauseous or queasy, this type of thing, right? It's easier. So brown rice protein is a good one. Whey protein is probably the best single one. But if you're allergic to milk or have trouble with milk, you need to find an alternative. Egg protein is good. Soy protein, a lot of people don't want it, but soy protein is high quality protein. Pea protein, hemp. There are a wide variety of protein powders available today. A tablespoon of that added to your smoothie, it'll help keep your muscle mass, your heart mass, your kidney mass, your liver mass, all of it helps to keep it up during this wasting disease of cancer. Next, multiple vitamins and minerals. Cancer in its treatment depletes nutrients. It washes it out of you. B vitamins, vitamin C. We could talk a whole hour on vitamin C treatment for cancer. Even to the IV, 60 grams a day and more has been shown to be safe. The oral dose is much less than that because it can cause diarrhea. For most people, 10 grams or more will cause loose stool and whatnot. But you can certainly increase your vitamin C intake. Magnesium and vitamin D, very important. Shoot for a blood level of vitamin D at least 70 nanograms per milliliter. 70 to 80 is ideal with our current state of knowledge. Next year, it may change, but right now, it's about 70. Probiotics and fiber are very important. Cancer in its treatment profoundly affects bowel flora. And you know, 70% of the immune system is in the gut. How are you going to fight an immune-based disease if your gut flora is off? Probiotics with every meal. You can take the tablets, you can have the yogurt, you can take the kefir and the sour cream, whatever you like, but mix them up to get a variety of probiotic organisms. Restoring flora detoxifies our systems and it boosts immunity. Probiotic foods and supplements are appropriate. Gentle fiber is helpful to maintain bowel flora. We've recently had a news story where walnuts improves bowel flora. Healthy foods improve bowel flora. Eat healthy, take your probiotics, it makes a difference. If you're taking a narcotic during your cancer treatment, and many people are in severe pain, I understand that, you're going to be constipated. This has a profound effect on your bowel flora. Senna, products of senna, the plant senna, are the drug of choice for the constipation of narcotics in cancer treatment. Can you remember? Senecot is a brand. Can you remember that? Senecot is the brand. It's extracted from senna. It helps with the constipation of narcotic therapies in cancer. If you're not constipated, a soluble fiber like glucomannan is good. Glucomannan. So you don't have, well, the senna gets the colon to contract. And if you're not on narcotics, it's usually not necessary to do that. Next step is detoxifying our bodies. Chelating agents, alpha-lipoic acid, cracked chlorella, garlic, cilantro, and milk thistle are all appropriate chelating agents. If you were to take all of these at once, even if you're not fighting cancer, it would probably make you feel sick, because when you pull out those heavy metals and persistent organic pollutants, the things that make us sick like this, you tend to feel bad. So we start with 1 or 2 at small doses, maybe rotate through them, but we need something in our system to help chelate out these toxins. I'll say them again: alpha-lipoic acid, cracked chlorella, garlic, cilantro, and milk thistle. There are others, but these are the ones that are most commonly used. And you know, milk thistle does more than just chelate. It helps to protect the liver. It reduces cancer development. It reduces the adverse effects of chemotherapy and radiotherapy. This has all been studied and shown in good studies. It has been extensively studied in animal and test tube and human cancers, cancers of the bladder, kidney, prostate, skin, breast, uterus, lung, and colorectal. Milk thistle is outstanding in cancer therapy. Let's see, multiple studies now. Here's an example of one of the studies. 50 children with acute lymphoblastic leukemia with liver toxicity. They gave these children their standard treatment for the lymphoblastic leukemia, but they gave them milk thistle too. Milk thistle lessened liver inflammation, it lowered the liver enzyme levels, and it improved overall response to therapy. And this is in kids. And we have to be very gentle with the children with supplements and whatnot. But imagine what it can do for you. Let's go to our break and let's talk about the very important aspect of improving immune function when we return. Can you lower your risk of disease? The answer is yes. One way is by including fruit in your diet. Fruit contains valuable nutrients that can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers.
We've searched the world and found 4 fruits we believe are among the best. Noni from Polynesia, acai from the Amazon, and 2 new ones, goji and mangosteen.
These 4 juices each have amazing properties that make them great additions to your nutritional plan. If you're a diabetic or have chronic pain, these juices will help you feel better and have more energy. Plus, they help with digestion.
Now you can experience the health-promoting benefits of all 4 in one convenient package we call the Fruits of the World 4-pack. And remember, it's 50% off by the case.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
Here is our hope for you today. I'm Cindy Becker. Christian counselor Dr. Henry Brandt wrote, "To dwell above with the saints we love, that will be grace and glory. But to live below with the saints we know, well, that's another story." Throughout our lives, we encounter difficult people. These souls challenge the best of us. But the Apostle Paul suggested that we maintain our grace in spite of the actions of others. Paul wrote, "If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." Paul acknowledged it may not be possible in all cases, but we should still do our best. Try to look at difficult people through Christ's eyes. Remember his sacrifice was for everyone, even those saints we know who challenge us. I'm Cindy Becker. This is our hope for you today.
May savings time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
We're back, everyone, talking about natural cancer support. This is so important and so informative, isn't it? So, Richard, building your immunity is one of the most important things that you can do. And I think this applies to the non-cancer patient as well. I mean, a strong immune system is everything to us.
Yes, after the chelating agents, then we want to improve our immune function. The first on that list is noni juice. Noni juice improves the immune response. That's been shown in studies at the University of Hawaii. Recently, a researcher, Dr. Hiramatsu, studied 500 different plants for their potential to be useful in cancer treatment. 500 different rainforest plants around the world. He found that noni was #1 of all those plants. That's an impressive effort. And a recent study from the University of Hawaii and the National Institutes of Health, noni, when given to terminally ill cancer patients. These are people who the doctor said, there's nothing we can do for you. Put your affairs in order. You've heard the story. If you give noni to those people, they have less pain and it improves their quality of life. It's been studied in cancer in animals with good results. It improves chemotherapy and radiation outcomes. I recommend you watch one of our programs on noni. Every one of these topics we have a whole program on. We have to go quickly through all these things, but if noni only relieved pain, that would be a good thing for the cancer patient, a non-narcotic pain reliever. That's a good thing. Inositol, IP6. This is a type of B vitamin that's not essential but becomes conditionally essential, especially at times of cancer. IP6 inositol is involved in at least 18 different cell signaling pathways that influence cancer outcomes. 18 different ways this helps us. Multiple clinical trials have been conducted. It reduces the side effects of chemotherapy, less white blood cell dropping, less platelet dropping, less nausea, vomiting, and less hair loss. If you want to keep your hair, much better chances of doing that if you include inositol. The first International Symposium on Disease Prevention reveals a discussion at that scholarly convention. There's considerable evidence that supplementing with inositol and IP6 improves outcomes in breast cancer, colon cancer, lung cancer, liver, and prostate cancers. IP6 inositol. It was a cornerstone of what I did when I was in cancer treatment, and I want you to take advantage of that too. Next, astragalus. Astragalus, this stuff's amazing, astragalus. Polysaccharides, flavonoids, saponins, amelioration of cancer and its treatments, toxicity, and immune suppression. Here's one, a review of 29 studies on astragalus with radiation in non-small cell lung cancer, 29 different studies. 8 of these studies showed reduced death in 1 year from astragalus. You know, lung cancer is the #1 cause of cancer death worldwide. #1, add astragalus. 8 of these studies showed reduced death in 1 year, 6 showed reduced death in 2 years, and 4 of them showed reduced death in 3 years. 26 of these 29 studies showed improved tumor response. 6 showed improved Karnofsky performance status. In other words, that's a way to objectively analyze how well the cancer patient is functioning in their daily activities of life. Improved Karnofsky response. 14 showed improved white blood cell response, and 18 showed less radiation damage to normal tissues when they were radiating the lung of the lung cancer patients. Astragalus. Outstanding. Please include it. Heart, lung. I think when astragalus, heart, lung function. Heart, lung function. That's astragalus. Plus improved immune response. Next to the medicinal mushrooms, beta-glucan. Some people don't want to take mushrooms to improve their health or improve the immune response. If you don't want to do that, I don't want to debate that issue. Take the extracted beta-glucans out of the yeast cells. The beta-glucans are in the cell wall of the mushroom or the yeast. Extract that out, and when the body receives these beta-glucans, it improves the immune response. The maitake, shiitake, reishi, agarus blazei. You know, shiitake is the original source of lectin. Lectin is the 3rd most commonly used anti-cancer agent in the world, but it's not approved in the United States. But guess what? You can walk into any health food store or call BioInnovations and get shiitake that has the active ingredient of lectin in it. It's a food. It's a mushroom. It's not a drug, but it contains what lectin contains. And you can take advantage of that immune-boosting power. Cordyceps sinensis. What's the word on cordyceps? It fuels the mitochondria. 50% improved ATP production in the liver when you take cordyceps sinensis. It helps with the fatigue of cancer, folks. This is tremendous benefit for the cancer patient. Plus, it also has some of the beta-glucans that improve the immune response. Vitamin D. Vitamin D. Vitamin D3. Typically 3,000 to 8,000 international units a day. Get your vitamin D blood level up to about 70 nanograms. That's the nanograms per deciliter. Do not take, you know, many people say, well, I can't remember to take all those pills. Can I take the vitamin D once every 3 months? Take a big dose, 200,000 once every, no. It doesn't work as well. What happens is after 30 days of no vitamin D, your normal level, that high good level you want, has dropped to tragically low. It doesn't sustain long enough to do that. The longest interval I would take vitamin D is at once a week. You can do that. So just figure it out. The typical dose is 3,000 to 8,000 for a very small person to a larger person. If you're overweight, add at least 1,000 extra. And add those up for the weekly dose. Take that every Sunday or Saturday or however you want to do it. That's okay, but no longer than that, because you don't want your levels to drop. The other part of the immune system boosting agents is probiotics. And we talked about that before. Don't forget the importance of the gut immunity. All right, let's go to our break, and when we return, let's talk about antioxidants, ways to protect your heart from chemotherapy, and other important concepts in cancer care. We'll be right back.
May savings time is here again with our annual cancer-free celebration.
Cindy and I would like to thank you for your continued support of our efforts here at Your Health Television and at BioInnovations.
We understand you must be very careful with your budget, so we're offering you the best prices of the year on many of your favorite supplements for the entire month of May. And shipping is free on all orders over $50 in the continental U.S.
Perhaps you've heard about many of these supplements and wondered if they'd help you. Now's a great time to give them a try.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients and Noni Natural Skincare are up to 50% off. Aloha, Noni, and Acai are still half price by the case. And many other products you've grown to trust are up to 30% off.
May is a great time to stock up on your favorites.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Could some of your favorite foods be making you sick? Cases of non-allergic food intolerance are on the rise. This is different than food allergies. Recent surveys reveal up to 20% of us may be suffering from food intolerance. People who have a higher risk of non-allergic food sensitivity are those with other types of allergies, such as hay fever, or irritable bowel syndrome, hepatitis C, chronic indigestion, abdominal pain, or constipation. Non-allergic food intolerance can be delayed up to 48 hours or longer, so you may not connect something you ate 2 days ago with fatigue, headaches, abdominal pain, or depression. You can keep a food diary and write down everything you eat. Blood tests can diagnose the problem, or an elimination diet can help you detect the foods that are causing your symptoms. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Vitamin D deficiency is at epidemic levels in the United States. Chances are you aren't getting enough of this essential nutrient. Vitamin D is one of the most important molecules in the human body. It's required for the proper function of nearly 4,000 genes and 1,000 metabolic chemical reactions.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Vitamin D3. Now, supplementing with vitamin D is safe and affordable.
Studies show that vitamin D deficiency can lead to poor immune function, depression, cardiovascular disease, bone disease, diabetes, cancer, and much more. Starting supplementing vitamin D today for better health tomorrow.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Your Health is brought to you by BioInnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being.
We're back, everyone. So, Richard, let's talk about protecting our heart when we're going through cancer therapies.
Yes. It's the awesome foursome, awesome fivesome if you include magnesium. CoQ10, L-carnitine, D-ribose, magnesium, and fish oil. These all help nourish the heart because some of the chemotherapy agents, they really are toxic to the mitochondria. And you can spare yourself cardiomyopathy and the brain. Don't forget the brain, highly dependent on mitochondria. We don't have a lot of time now, but don't let the notion that we're not talking at length about it diminish its importance. This is critical in chemotherapy patients to protect the heart's mitochondria. Next, antioxidants. All I want to say is a recent review of 499 scientific studies, all but one of those studies showed a benefit of antioxidants in cancer treatment. All but one of them. 498 of 409 showed benefit. All the antioxidants, grapeseed extract, resveratrol, curcumin. Curcumin, the yellow orangey pigment of the spice turmeric, did you know that it inhibits cancer development in all 6 stages? There's so much research on this, it's mind-boggling. Transformation of the tumors, initiation of tumor growth, promotion of the growth, invasion into normal tissues, the development of blood vessels into the tumors and metastasis are all inhibited with bioflavonoids. Melatonin, chemotherapy radiation has a profound effect on the brain. You will have trouble sleeping. You might need a sleeping pill, but please start with melatonin because that's what's being affected by chemotherapy and the radiation. Get a restful night of sleep with melatonin. No dependency, it's what the body needs and naturally uses to induce sleep. Keep the yeast out of your system. Oil of oregano, olive leaf, grapefruit seed extract, and all the various anti-yeast measures we take are very important. Many people have survived cancer only to succumb to a pneumonia, overwhelming septicemia due to candida or other infectious agents. Use the natural antibiotics like oil of oregano and you don't develop resistance and it continues to be effective. Ginger for nausea, very helpful during chemotherapy. Pomegranate juice for prostate cancer, it's tremendous. It delays the doubling of the PSA from 17 months to like 54 months. That is tremendous for prostate cancer. Indole 3 carbinol for any, or sulforaphane or DIM for any hormone-driven cancer, breast cancers, prostate cancers, uterine cancer. Modulate the hormonal effect with Indole 3 carbinol. Keep in mind that there have been cases of iodine replacement curing breast cancer. And I'm not saying all breast cancers are cured by iodine, but there have been cases of breast cancer patients going into remission simply by supplementing iodine. Keep that in mind. Natural Strategies for Cancer Patients by Russell Blaylock, a great reference. Beating Cancer with Nutrition by Dr. Patrick Quillen. Cracking the Metabolic Code by Dr. James Laval. And our book, Foundations for Healing. I would start with Foundations for Healing. It gives you all the supplements, it gives you the dietary advice, it gives you a guidepost for your journey through this cancer. You know, some cancer patients actually say, you know, that was the best thing that happened to me. I appreciate life, I appreciate my loved ones, and I've got a new lease on life and I'm going to take advantage of it. I hope that's how you respond and become a survivor today. God bless you, and may you be healthy and thrive. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
In watching Dr. Stanley all these years, he's still speaking the truth about hearing the voice of God and obedience. There's nothing added to it. There's nothing that he's taken away. It's just truthful. And then it's Dr. Stanley, and he is an amazing communicator. There's just no nonsense there, and that's what I love about him. You know, he's very honest about who God is and truthful, and that's essential in the world that we live in today.
Join Jim and Lori Baker every day as they welcome anointed teachers.
The result of our prayers will determine the future of our nation.
And the most dynamic personalities from around the world as we share grace and restoration.
You might have made a mistake, but you're not.